Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Nikki Free and I am back with another video. All right, so today let's get into Jada Pinkett Smith. Now, I have been sitting and waiting for Jada to respond to August. Unless you've been living under a rock, you know that August Alsina came out and he said that he and Jada Pinkett Smith had a relationship. Now, of course, people are like, what? This was only a few years ago, and Jada was married at the time, and blah, 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 blah. So people were like, what is really going on? Well, not everyone, because this actually surfaced prior to August coming out in the Angela Yee interview, saying they had a relationship. This was kind of speculated like a year or so back as well, that something had happened with those two, but it never really got traction. And if you know anything about 2020, if you want something to come out in 2020, this is the best time because everyone is sitting home. People don't have anything to do. They are on quarantine. So everything is getting extra attention right now. So if you bring something to light right now, it's going to get attention simply because people don't really have a lot to do. So hence why this whole thing with August Alsina is huge. Anyway, so Jada Pinkett Smith, she said that she was going to come to the red table and address the whole situation, and that she did. So today we got the video. According to Jada, she did the video last week, but she didn't want to bring it out just because of everything that was going on in the world, and she didn't want to take away from the serious topics that are going on right now, but she decided to go ahead and give it to us on this Friday. So let me go ahead and play what Jada had to say, and then I'm going to kind of stop it and kind of talk a little bit during the interview, just give my opinion a little bit. But let me go ahead and get into this interview, and here it is. Listen up.
This red table for me, just all the stuff that's going on in the press. I felt like it was important to come to the table to really clear the air. Somebody made a statement for me that wasn't a statement I made that went cray-cray.
And one of the reasons why I wanted to come to the table is the media, the headlines. We specifically never said anything.
Yes.
We were purposely not saying anything. Any headline that says Jada said or Will said or the Smith said is not true. We specifically never said anything.
Right.
So coming to the table was like, we just felt like it got to the point where you got to say something.
Yeah, and to stop that.
Okay, so here again, they're saying that they never said anything, but it's weird because there were statements coming out that were supposed to be from their camp. So maybe they should check their camp, because there were statements coming out that were from people that were supposed to be people in their camp saying things for them. So I don't know. And people presumably thought that it was coming from them and those people were relaying the message. So that's an issue. Also, Jada came out in the beginning, kind of just not really speaking August's name, and she just said someone spoke for me, and or what have you. She really hasn't gotten into the whole August, saying that August came out and spoke and said that they had a relationship yet. So she's kind of giving us the build up, but I'm here for it. I get it. She has to stretch this interview out a bit. So here goes.
That cycle. There's people's feelings involved.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I don't like how all of this came to be. That doesn't matter. It's all love, honestly. And I would usually not, that would be something I wouldn't comment on at all.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a situation that I consider private.
Just feel like it ain't really nobody's business.
Yeah.
But now Black Twitter has claimed it as a business.
Black Twitter.
But I feel like it's healing that needs to happen. And I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
Even though this is minuscule, I do feel like it's these kinds of things that create the world that we're in. And the idea of not communicating, not talking about it, not clearing the air, and just being as transparent. staying transparent.
And I'm here with you.
Yeah, I thank you for that because you've been on a hell of a journey with me. So that's what we're going to start with.
We're gonna start with-
I'm glad
a
she
very
brought
personal
Will.
journey that became very public
Yes, absolutely.
for whatever reason.
So what happened, Jada?
Okay, so let's start with, I guess about 4.5 years ago. I think it was about 4 years ago. Started a friendship with August. And we actually became really, really good friends. And it all started with him just needing some help. Me wanting to help his health, his mental state.
Because for me, that was the thing when Og first came around, he was really sick.
He was really, really sick, yeah.
And the outpouring for him from our family was initially about his health.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me pause this for 1 second. So basically, I just want to say, I have to say this. So August was vulnerable. You guys, please note that August was very vulnerable when he came into this family. He was sick. It was just a rough time for him, and he was very vulnerable. So just keep listening and pay attention to the vulnerability that's going on here and just what was the mental state of all parties involved. I think that's the most important thing. Listen to the what really was going on in everybody's mental that was going on with everyone mentally. Just listen to just how everybody's mind was working at the time this happened.
And I mean, we found all those different resources, to help pull him through. And from there, you and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we
I
decided.
was done with your ass.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, though. Marriages have that.
Yeah, we broke up.
We decided that we were going to separate for a period of time, and you go figure out how to make yourself happy, and I'll figure out how to make myself happy.
Well, at that particular point in time, it was indefinite.
Yeah, I really felt like we could be over.
We were over.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, I think from there, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August. And one thing I want to get clear about, clean up, one of the things that was kind of swirling in the press about you giving permission, which is, the only person that can give permission in that particular circumstance is myself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But what August was probably trying to communicate, because I could actually see how he would perceive it as permission because we were separated amicably. And I think he also wanted to make it clear that he's not a homewrecker, which he's not.
I think so. I mean, because this is your red table, and you brought yourself to the red table. I think you need to say clearly what happened.
As far as what?
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened?
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship. Absolutely. I was in a lot of pain, and I was very broken. Now, in the process of that relationship, I definitely realized that you can't find happiness outside of yourself. And luckily enough, you and I were also going through a process of healing in a much different manner. I would definitely say we did everything that we could to get away from each other, only to realize that wasn't possible.
So we come to the red table. So I'm in the Jada position right now. So
okay.
You during that time launched into an interaction with August. What do you feel like you were looking for?
I just wanted to feel good. It had been so long since I felt good. And it was really a joy to just help heal somebody.
Yeah.
I think that has a lot to do with my codependency. which is another thing that I had to learn to break in this cycle. Just that idea of needing to fix and being drawn to people that need help, whether it's your health or whether it's your addictions. There's something about that childhood trauma that feels as though it can be fixed through fixing people versus fixing me.
Yeah.
And I think that that whole process with all really showed me that and taught me that. And I'm really grateful for that lesson.
I feel like that husband, like I'm with you at the press conference. And that husband, now I got to be with you at the press conference while you like tell the world about your transgressions. Like I love my baby. I'm gonna stand by my baby no matter what.
Well, you know, I definitely understand why it would look that way or feel that way, but I actually don't look at it as a transgression at all. Through that particular journey, I learned so much about myself and was able to really confront a lot of emotional immaturity, emotional insecurity, and I was really able to do some really deep healing. You know, and as I came through and started to realize certain things about you and I, he decided to break all communication with me,
Right.
which was totally understandable.
Right.
And I let that be and hadn't talked to him since.
Right.
So it is a little weird that all this stuff is coming out now, since this was
Because for me this was years ago, right? You know, so the fact that it's coming up now, and I think it could feel weird for people that we're laughing and talking about it, but
it happened so long ago.
You know, and our experiences of working through it, fighting through it, talking through it, and therapizing through it, I think that the why now is weird.
Yeah, when I say it's been a huge healing of my life, and just what I had to confront and discover, you know, about myself, the ugly truths and the beauty. So it was something that I felt like wasn't really ready to be discussed because it hadn't been that healing, because he hasn't wanted to, you know, Og and I haven't talked in so long. You know what I mean? So I don't know. This all seemed very strange, you know. But I'm grateful for the journey that you and I have had together. Because I feel like there are a lot of couples that go through those periods, and a lot of couples that have to separate and think it's over. And, you know, the one thing I'll say about you and I is that there's never been secrets.
Right. We came together young, and we were both broken in our own ways, and to be able to make mistakes without the fear of losing your family is so critical.
Yeah. It's the idea of any relationship and trying to get to deeper understanding of love is going to be forged in fire.
Yeah.
There's no way around it.
Yeah.
And I think that one of the things that I'm deeply grateful in this whole process between you and I is that we have really gotten to that new place of unconditional love.
Because I wasn't sure I was ever going to speak to you again.
I know.
Yeah, like the fact that I'm speaking to you again is a miracle.
I would agree.
No, but it ain't for the weak at heart. There's just certain things that you have to go through, and it's like...
And I wish, you know, that wasn't the case. I do. I wish that wasn't the case.
I sure wish it could be all magic and miracle.
Yeah. You got to go through some to get the answers. You know, and I'm just happy because I definitely believe that you and I, we never, ever, ever thought that we would make it back.
Yeah, there's a real power in the just knowing somebody's riding with you no matter what.
Yeah. And
you really can't know that
until you go
through some stuff, you know. I don't want to go through this no more.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
Yeah. I'm going to get you back first. And then...
You're going to get me back. I think you got me back. I think we're good on that, okay?
Okay, that's probably true.
You know, but and I don't think it's about getting anybody back.
No, for me it is.
Okay, I'll give you that petty. That's what you want. But you know, I will definitely say that's just part of it.
Yeah.
You know, if you expect to be with somebody for a lifetime,
25 years and counting.
we ride together,
We die together.
Bad marriage for life.
That's terrible.
It's the truth.
It's the truth.
But yeah, it's just part of the journey.
I told you the first year we were married
What'd you tell me?
that I can love you through anything.
And I didn't believe you.
Yeah.
If somebody looked through a crystal ball and said this, and this is gonna happen, I'd be like, no way.
Yeah. You thought I was that I didn't have the girth that it was going to take to ride with
I
you
didn't.
through.
Yeah, I didn't know if you would be willing to find the deep capacity to love me.
Yeah. How am I doing?
You're doing great. Yeah, you're awesome.
All right, so what do you guys think? Okay, so here's the thing. It sounds like to me a lot of broken people are involved, and that's just the world. Most people are broken in the world, you know? And poor August, he kind of got, caught up in the middle of, he kind of was like a rebound, you know? He was vulnerable, he was sick, she was vulnerable, she was hurt by her situation with her marriage. Will was upset about the situation with the marriage. He was off doing his own thing. And I like that also at the end, because I was going to say, what about Will? Because Will has been doing his thing too. But I liked at the end, if you notice, they brought up, Will said, I just want to get you back. And she said, oh, no, I think you're good on that, basically. So, of course, meaning Will has definitely had his share of girlfriends or women that he's been, whatever you want to call it, side things or whatever. So, first of all, they have a very interesting marriage. I think they have come out and said like they're life partners, and that I do believe. I mean, even how they said bad marriage for life, stuff like that. I mean, they're basically saying no matter what, they are not leaving each other. So they are going to stay together, period, through whatever. They don't care. That is, they took their vows seriously, till death do them part. But with that said, I don't know, like, what does that mean for them? Like, does that mean that they continue to have a relationship with these other people? It just seems like anyone that gets involved with a Will or a Jada is ultimately going to end up being hurt if they get their feelings involved, because they are not going to split up, which is what happened with August. And August is actually seemingly still hurt after all of these years. So he obviously was more invested into the relationship than Jada was. Jada basically was using this situation with August as a healing process. She's like, she learned more about herself. You guys know that there are a lot of people out there that when they break up with someone and they're hurt, the first thing they do is go find someone else to take their mind off of that other person. And that is exactly what happened with the situation with August and Jada. But on Jada's end, it was just whatever as far as the depth of it. Jada wasn't really as invested as August. But with August, this was a serious relationship. He was really into it. He was really invested in it, and he got his feelings in it. And it's unfortunate because he was a young man, very vulnerable, and Jada was older and all of that. So she had, not only was she older, but she had children, she had a family, she had a husband, and it just wasn't like equal. But I'm not knocking Jada on this because of the fact that nobody shines a light on the fact that men do the exact same thing. Men, including Will Smith, her husband, do the exact same thing all the time. It's just that a lot of times these young girls or young women or whatever don't come out and put them out like this, the way August did. But I'm sure that the women that Will have been with, I'm sure a lot of them had their feelings involved. I'm sure there has been women that have been hurt by Will because of the fact that he was not going to leave Jada. And had they come out with the same story, it would have been a different tune. I think we hold women to a different standard. I think it's not equal. And because Jada's a woman and August is a man, I just feel like people are kind of holding her to a different standard than they would a Will Smith, who definitely likes younger women as well. You see him with the younger women. He's doing pretty much the same thing Jada did. It's just that August, has the mental stuff going on, and that too kind of gives people it makes people kind of like more sympathetic and things like that. But I venture to say that Jada also had her own mental stuff going on as well as Will. They all were just in a vulnerable spot. I don't think it was a good idea for the whole thing with August, just due to his mental and due to him being so vulnerable. I'll say that much. But I don't think people should drag Jada any harder than they would drag these men who are dating younger women as well. I feel like it should be kind of like an even playing field on both sides. Same as, I just think it should be a little bit more even, and I think people should look at all sides on this. And yes, August was an adult, but he was very vulnerable. I don't think Jada set out to say, oh, he's vulnerable, let me break him down. Let me, do this. I think Jada got into the situation for selfish reasons, definitely. And I don't think she took into consideration the state of mind of this young man and, his, just everything, the consequences that could come from it. And I honestly don't think she really thought that he would get this vested into the relationship and it would be this deep. And I think that's how it is. And I think it's the same way with Will and a lot of men who date like younger women. Same thing. Like Will is married. He's doing his thing, as they said on the interview. And yeah, I think people feel like people aren't going to get as invested into it. And they're just doing their thing because they're upset with their spouse or they're missing something at home or what have you. For me, I'm not justifying either side. I'm just saying that I think that when people go to look at this and go to have basically speak on Jada, I think that people should really keep the same energy for all sides. And that's what I'm going to say. And when I say all sides, I mean the same for like Will, because Will is doing the same thing basically. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of share this interview with you guys and see what you thought. I feel like there's just a lot going on in that marriage. It's just really interesting. I'm also curious to know, where are the kids? Where are Will and Jada? I'm sorry, Will and Jada. Where are their children? Willow and, gosh, how did I forgot his name. Oh my gosh. Okay, I can't think of the son's name right now. But where is Willow and their son? What are they? Jaden. Sorry, Jaden. Where's Jaden and Willow? What do they think about this? I would love to hear what they have to say about this. And another thing in closing, I want to say, did you guys hear that they said there are no secrets? So they both knew about this situation. They both knew about it. They were okay with it. Well, not saying they were okay with it, but they both knew about the situation. They both knew that this was going on. So, it is what it is. I just think this is a lot. However, I haven't been married for 25 years. I don't know what people go through who are married for 25 years. So I'm not going to really go out and speak on it. It just seems like a lot to make a marriage happen. It just doesn't seem appealing if it takes all of that. And that's, I don't know. Like, wow. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about the interview. Are you shocked that Jada finally came out and admitted to the relationship? She did mention it was no one's business, and that's pretty much why she didn't speak on it before, which is true. It really was no one's business. I mean, she is grown. They both were grown. It really wasn't anyone's business, but because, August came out, she had no choice. Tell me what you think, guys. I just think this is, I do like the fact that, I gotta say, I do like the fact that they did not they gave August respect. They did not trash him. They didn't say too much about him. They said just enough, I think. I don't think they were disrespectful to him. And I think that's important, in this situation. So it's good that they handled it the way they did and they didn't come out trying to disrespect them. Also, I'm glad Jada didn't come out talking in circles and lying about the situation and not giving us the truth. So I can respect that. I'm glad, and I'm glad she brought Will. I'm very happy she brought Will. Overall, I thought the interview was good. I think we got the questions answered. Yes, we know now that she did hook up with August. They were in a relationship. So we have the questions answered. It is what it is. Where is this going to go? Nowhere, because we're going to be on to the next thing, because that's just what happens. This will be forgotten about in a few weeks, and we'll be on to some other topic of someone else doing something salacious. But anyways, thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to share, like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.